Hello guys, so today we'll be looking at the comparison between the RTX 3080 PC and the upcoming PS5. So Nvidia released a new graphics card, and I'm not going to be comparing the PS5 to the 3070 or the 3090 because I believe it's going to be somewhat the same performance as this, or even have better features, though some people might disagree, but I will just see. So the first thing about the PS5, we have known the features for quite a long time. So it's going to have 8 cores with a variable frequency of 3.5 gigahertz. This is an improvement from the previous generation, which had a clocking rate of 1.7. So though it's not one of the best CPUs that you can find 1 year from now, maybe they'll be having a clocking rate of 4.5 constant or something similar to that. But usually with the PS5, it usually has better optimization, so I'm expecting this to perform really nice for the PS5. So concerning the GPU, this is where we'll look at one of the difference. So the PS5 is having a teraflop of 10.28, which is also a big improvement. The PS4 had a teraflop of around 1.84, which is pretty low. So that just means that it's going to perform 10 times better than the PS4, and it's also having 36 compute units, which is also high, but not similar to the RTX 3080, which basically has a lot. But this doesn't mean that it's going to have that much power. So the variable frequency is 2.23, which is basically one of the highest clocking rates that you can get on any GPU right now. It's the highest. So in comparison with the RTX 3080, so this one has a clocking rate of 1.7, but the teraflop is pretty high. It's around 29. So if you base your argument on that, it should perform 3 times better than the PS5, but we basically know that's not going to happen, though it's having numerous features which we'll also look about it. So the first thing is that it's having 10 gigabytes of RAM, which is not going to be shared by the CPU or anything. It's going to be discrete. So this is really nice, especially because the memory interface of the RTX 3080 is a bit more better. It's having an interface of, I believe, 356 bits compared to the PS5 of 256 bits, but having 16 GB of GDDR6. Both of them are having GDDR6, but the difference is this one is not discrete while the other one is discrete. So you can have maybe 16 GB of PC memory while also having the 10 gigabytes of RAM of VRAM on your GPU. So that will also help the RTX 3080 to become better performing. So one thing that we are also going to look at is the performance. So when you look at the performance that Nvidia put on the website, so this is a i9 10900K, basically the best Intel CPU, and 64 GB of RAM. But you see, the problem is, or the advantage here is that it can be able to play at 80 frames per second, 4K, which is pretty nice. I believe the CEO announced an FPS value of around 60 FPS for this card, then 60 FPS on 8K on the 3090, which is pretty nice. But here's where we start one of the comparison. So the PS5 leaked the Call of Duty officially announced that the PS5 can be able to play 120 FPS at 4K, which is pretty high, since this one is only playing at 80K, which with RTX on. So one of the things that we can base the argument on is here, though it might be having some reconstruction techniques or other super sampling methods, so it really doesn't matter because it's going to be able to play at 120 FPS in 4K resolution, which is really nice considering that what is announced here, though actually it might perform higher, it's currently lower than what the PS5 has announced on paper. So that actually means that at least the PS5 is not going to be that bad, or it's going to have some features that will make it to stand out. So the other thing that I'm going to mention is that if you watch the live stream, the Nvidia CEO didn't mention any 8K gameplay of the RTX 3080. He only mentioned that the RTX 3090 will be able to play at 8K 60 FPS. Though even before the leaks, even before we had the announcement, it was confirmed by the Sony employee that the PS5 is going to support also 8K. So that also means that the PS5, even though we know that the RTX 3080 is as powerful as you can get on the next generation GPU, the PS5 is going to have some features which will make it to stand out. So one of them should be the SSD, because many developers actually say that the memory bandwidth in PS4 SSD will makes it simpler in rendering textures, since they are rendered quickly. So that means that you can get higher resolution. Maybe that is where the 120 FPS comes from, but we will see. For now, I think the PS5 is going to be at par with the RTX 3080, or at least have some super sampling that will enable it to play at higher resolution. So both CPUs will support ray tracing. Okay, so I believe also this one will be able to play 8K. But you're going to see, because you see the boost clock of this CPU is 1.71 while the PS5 is 2.23. So that means that the PS5 is going to have some new features which will make it to stand out. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you like, or if you support what I say, or you think there is a little bit of truth in it, make sure you like and subscribe and share your information. If you think I'm wrong, at the comment section, I'll let you know, or you can update me. So that's all for today. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.